Thank you for watching All Good Things in All Good Time, where there are 30 kinds of content. One of them is this show, the God Awful News. Sorry, the news is so God awful. I wish it wasn't, but it's gonna be. And however bad it is today, it's most likely, predictably, gonna be even worse tomorrow. So this is, I hope this is good for you, because it's good for me mentally. And so is having a Pete Hegseth, a little alcohol. Ah, yes. Pete Hegseth, drinking in the morning. All right. Aloha. Hey, what's up, John? Okay, so I'm gonna go over a bunch of stuff. I gotta hurry up. We gotta talk quick because so much is going on. I'm gonna try to cover a lot of it. I've covered a lot of stuff that's now being covered already. And I hate to say where this is all going, but it is probably all going towards military parades. The excuse for why we can't have an election in 4 years will be because we had to call a national emergency because of all the problems coming from what's going on right now, right? Predictably, we're opening ourselves up for terrorist attacks. So we're gonna have terrorist attacks probably, right? We're laying the groundwork to invade Mexico, Panama, Canada, Greenland. I mean, just evil. Trump mentioned 2 canals. Not just, there's the second one being built, right? If he gets this going and starts a little war with Mexico, has already taken Panama Canal, oh, what does he want next? He's going to take the next canal because there's another canal being built in Mexico, right? And then all you got to do is take everything in between, and then you got all Central America, right? Our imperialist, dictator, tyrannical, crazy-ass bad. Well, let's check in on America, see what's going on. Oh, look. There's the Republican Party right there showing you what it's all about. And, oh, what's that? What's that? Oh, Steve Bannon. There's a leader in the Republican Party, a leader in the news. And then, oh, let's just check this out. These are all the little traitors. These are all the little traitors that work for the Edward Korestein, working for the trade. He just stole all your information. Is gonna sell that to the highest bidder. Akash Baba. This is the little team that stole America's the keys to America's information. All of your information been stolen. It's gonna be sold to Russia. Gonna be sold to China. Luke Furrier, Gutierrez Coleman, Gavin Klilger. These are the racist traitors that are working for the racist traitor down there. Although he's not an American, so he can't even be a traitor. Ethan Chotran. These guys, one of these guys was the big balls guy who, one of them said, I love being racist. Anyway, those are the racist traitors working for the racist South African who's destroying our country for shits and giggles. And killing all the sick and poor around the world. You should see Amy Goodman in another episode. Maybe I'll put it up next time. But she put up all the stats that we know statistically because we're smart, or used to be, and we would study things and apply science. And we know exactly the number of more malaria, measles, Ebola, polio is going to explode around the world, not just in some other place. It's going to be one of the many ways havoc is wreaked. Yeah, so it's funny because what these idiots don't realize is as they try to say, well, we need to do, because this, you've probably seen the news already, Russ Vought, just the meekest, weakest man. He looks like a bunch of skin around pus. Like, you just want to squeeze Russ Vaught's head, see if it explodes with pus. But he said all of the Democrats, the liberals, like libtards like me. I'm a liberal. This is an American liberal right here in front of you. If you don't know what they look like and sound like, so No, what I am is not a Nazi too. I'll never be a Republican traitor. Oh my God. Could there be another party that, because we should eliminate the Republican Party. There's no need for it to exist. But if we had another party, what would it, how could it look and still be good? So we could have a party that worked harder for workers, women's rights, worked harder to protect voting rights, right? The environment. A group that seemed extreme because they wanted to work so hard to protect women's rights. You know what I mean? That'd be a great second party. We could just eliminate the Republican Party. Oh my God, yeah, DEI this, bitches. So if you break down the numbers here in Hawaii, just think about this, right? Okay, so 18% of the population is white in general. So how many of those are elderly and children, and how many of them are women? So there's probably like 5% of the population that are white men, you know, able to work. And if we're gonna fire all the women and brown-skinned people in Hawaii, that's gonna only leave 5% of the population to have to do all the work. That's a lot of pressure on us white guys. I know that sounds absurd because it is, and that's why everything you hear in Washington is absurd. Oh my God, just as much as 5% of this population being deemed the only ones capable. Holy shit, we have a 1% unemployment rate typically because we are the most capable, the most employable, and the most ethnically and racially and religiously diverse state in the United States of America. Hawaii kicks ass. God bless Hawaii. Holy shit. But yeah, the same rude, awful shit that Republicans back in the day with the psycho religious people did when they stole Hawaii and they imprisoned the queen who trusted them, who would have worked with and adopted the United States as its big brother and its monetary system and everything. But no, they had to steal it, just steal everything. And yeah, so again, if you're in the media, if you could pass this along to everyone else in the media, please use Cash Yap's real name. Cash Yap. Cash Yap Patel is his name. You could see it on the placard there when he testified in Congress. They had to put his real name there. Why doesn't anyone use that? You know he was teased because of that. And at the very least, while he weaponizes the United States government against its own people on the behest of a tyrannical dictator king asshole, the least we could do is make him a little uncomfortable by using his full name, because I'm pretty sure he got teased growing up with that, and it hurts probably to hear that. And Republicans just made America less safe. I'm going to protect you, women. Yeah, by releasing a bunch of pedophiles and rapists and just violent criminals all across America. Gross. Disgusting. Gross. Turns out, of course, AI is the one firing. They don't even have people doing the firing. They have people stealing all our assets, your assets, getting prepared to maybe empty our bank account, sell off all our information. That's where I protect myself. It's funny. This is one of my jokes. I told this the first night I ever did jokes, and then the week later, another guy stole that joke and told my joke. It was so weird. But that's when I realized that's why I got to put everything on here, because right away, because I can always say, hey man, I told that joke 5-10 years ago. I got proof, right? So, well, my life has been interesting in one sense, credit-wise, because I once had the greatest credit ever. I had credit cards with huge borrowing capacity. I could borrow over 70 grand if I want, all at 5%. 5% credit cards. That's the kind of credit I had before my wife, the time ex-wife now, of course, did everything she could to destroy me. And my credit was just one of the many things that suffered. And then also the pandemic didn't help either. But so it's true. All my jokes are true. But it's true. I mean, if you want to, best way to protect your identity is to destroy your credit, right? Best way to protect your identity is to have an identity nobody wants. Seriously though, if you have assets, you already own your home, and you don't want to buy anything someday with credit, maybe you should try to destroy it so nobody would want it, because that's one of the best ways that your information's misused. People get credit get credit cards in your name, but they can't if they get denied every time they apply. So that's what I got going for me right now. Yes, my information was stolen too, but ain't nobody want my identity. They might want yours though. I'm pretty sure some of you are Republicans whose whose information is being sold to the Russians, and the Chinese, and the Africans, the Nigerians, and the oh god. Anyway, so that's kind of funny, you know. Oh, let's drink to our alcoholic Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth. Oh. Okay, so oh my god. Recently in the news, the racist traitors who hate women and gay people, they're afraid of everybody and everything. These people who are all doing what Russia would want. Russia doesn't have to develop spies here because it has all the Republicans working for them, doing everything they would want a spy to do. They do it openly. And then, of course, behind the scenes, Trump's giving Putin shit because he's been a spy for what? The only debate out there is, did he become a spy in 1980 or 1987? But it seems like millions, tens of millions, hundreds of millions people believe, billions, several billion people believe that Donald Trump is a Russian spy and has been. And that's what Putin has on him, right? But at a point, Trump won't even care if that is revealed because he's taken control and power of everything that can kill you and hurt you. The sad thing is there'll be Americans like you and me that actually follow those orders, right? As they're hurting people, thinking that which might support their racist beliefs. God knows where they came from. I can't believe there's these young people, like, who's this dipshit, the daughter of a racist Wilson, who's the Jew hater. What's her name? I got it here somewhere. Where's the Jew hater? I got it here somewhere. Last name Wilson, right? Oh wait, is that the wrong paper? I don't know what I'm doing. Every day is a new day. I found it. And it's only like half the shit that's going on. All right, where's this lady that works for the racist Russian asset in the White House? Kingsley Wilson, formerly Kingsley Cortez. Her father is a piece of shit, apparently. And she, of course, was interviewed by Russian asset Tim Pool, who, it's been proven, was receiving $100,000 per video from the Russians in support of Russian asset Donald Trump. Amazing. Same with Benny Johnson. Holy shit, how do these people sleep at night? Anyway, and we let them get away with this shit. These racist traitors call themselves patriots at the same time. That's the shit. Unbelievable. Anyway, yeah, so she said a bunch of shit about, yeah, she's a racist traitor, hates the Jews, and I'm sure she hates all the other people that the Republicans hate along with the Jews. And she's right there working director under the press secretary or whatever, something like that. Deputy press secretary, yeah. Gross. She's so disgusting. This is when a woman who might appear attractive to some just makes herself look disgusting, when her mind is as soiled as hers. It's sad. Anyway, the boycott is real, and people are hopefully doing what I'm doing, which is punishing all the racist not traitors who are supporting the Nazification, the Nazi 2025 project. The companies and the people that are afraid of DIA and canceling DIA, they're hopefully hopefully. I'm doing everything I can. I will never use Amazon again. I read the list from We the People. Where is it? Sunny. This lady, yeah, Tell the People. Tell the People with Sunny. Put out a list of all the companies that supports the Nazification of the United States of America. It's really sick and sad, the whole list. A lot of companies I will never, ever use. This isn't just a one-day boycott. This is a lifetime. You had one chance to get to do one thing for democracy, and that's not support the guy that's exactly like the leader of Germany in the 30s. Which was obvious. He was already a 34-time felon, adjudicated rapist. So, yeah. Man, how dumb. So, Tesla lies in Canada. Okay, Tesla says we sold 8,000 cars in one day. One day they sold 8,000 cars. Yeah, right. And that qualifies them for $43 million in rebates, because it turns out Elon is just like Trump. He lies every time he speaks too, and he's been lying to everybody to get money. He is a con artist of con artists, to the point where he's the richest man in the world through his cons. And his stock price has just dropped almost 50%, which is the majority of his wealth. So here's what's going to happen. Here's where I predict the news, because it's so easy to figure out. Cheers, Pete Hegseth. And of course, what happens to everybody that associates themselves with a racist traitor, Russian asset, is bad shit happens to them. And they have to smell his shit at the same time. That's the best part of that horrible address, that Nazi speech that Trump gave to Congress. Right behind him, those two meek weaklings, Small Dick Johnson, sorry. Little Dick, that's it, Little Dick Johnson, and Jefferson Davis Vance, aspiring president of the Confederates. Jefferson Davis Vance, white supremacist with eyeliner. And his eyeliner sucker. I'm going to do a show with eyeliner on, just to celebrate the masculinity of the vice president of the United States. The masculinity of your typical Republican with eyeliner on. I won't be able to leave the house for a few days, but it'll be worth it. God, I would never leave my house looking like that shit. And there he is, smelling Trump's dirty diaper right behind him, and his farts. That's the part of that video that's the only good part, is the farts and the poop that the two traitors behind him, the two Confederate racists, anti-nationalists, white inferiorists, they were smelling his shit the whole time. If you just watch it, reminding yourself that those motherfuckers are smelling some shit, it's a little more fun to watch than the worst speech in history. So yeah, tariffs. Oh, so again, he's obsessed with tariffs because all he did was watch the news like I did for 2 decades, when all the news talked about, when it got to the business section, was, we lost $50 billion in trade to China, right? Which is why he thinks China's doing something to hurt us, because it sounded like countries were hurting us in a trade war. Japan, sounded like truckloads of money were being shipped over there, when all that was happening was free markets were being free markets for the most part. Sure, there's some tariffs on the other side, framing it like they're hurting us while we're not hurting them with tariffs. You see, back then, like, there were tariffs for American cars in Japan and stuff, and that would all be in the news too. So you're gonna hear all these idiots in the news act like they don't understand it, because maybe they don't have the same effect on their brain from watching as much news as I have in my life. But if you watch the news through those decades, when you know, because Donald Trump is just addicted to watching the news, looking for himself in it. Yeah, so, yeah, that's what's going on, man. The news shaped our brains and made us think that we were losing some kind of trade war to all these other countries that were just providing us goods and services at a cheaper price than we could do ourselves, and saving us money and keeping our prices low at Walmart. So, and if you don't understand our system, and the irony in all this is the Republican Party has been identifying with itself as trying to promote itself as the small government, laissez-faire, free markets, right? Which is what our country was founded on. Adam Smith, The Wealth of Nations. Free market economics. The less you inhibit and encumber people trying to buy and sell stuff, the more efficient it's going to get, because everyone's going to be trying to do it better and better than everybody else, right? It's kind of the invisible hand theory. Working out of their selfish interests, they help others, doing the best they can to provide the best services at the best price, right? Competing with each other. So that is why the basic mindset, right? But then in the 30s, we realized, oh, there's a depression, and maybe we should act like we have, credit card and borrow a little money, try to stimulate the economy and get it back, because sometimes we don't produce. Production possibilities are not, they're maximized. Even with free markets, there can be hiccups, problems, oligarchies that fuck it up. So everything that is the opposite of what Republicans have stood for and promoted themselves as, free market, bastions of capitalism, bastions of free markets. The antithesis, the opposite of this, are tariffs, right? Everything the Republican Party is doing is the opposite of everything they've claimed to stand for more than 50 years of my lifetime and from before then. So that's the irony. You know what I love is, back in the day, my family was once famous for being Republicans. I grew up sort of like a Republican until, the truth revealed itself over time. But I can have faith. See, that's when Republicans were abolitionists. They were against slavery. Now the Democrats are against slavery, and Republicans are this close to bringing it back. In other words, I don't have to be ashamed of my Republican ancestors, because that's when Republicans stood for a few decent things. In fact, the Environmental Protection Agency, which is everything that Republicans hate, was started by a Republican, Richard Nixon, right? The last Republican that actually, even though he was a criminal, he cared a little bit about people. Oh, and John McCain cared about the environment too. One of the only good Republicans in my lifetime, John McCain. Apparently Liz Cheney's got a few good qualities. Not that many, but a few. Who's had more to drink today? Me or the defense secretary? That's the question. I ask you. So that's why tariffs. You're gonna hear it over and over. We just don't understand why he's so obsessed with tariffs. What is it? Well, first of all, I think he got a business degree, but he didn't really ever. He cheated. He never did anything. There's a building named after him. Because his parents gave that much money to the school just to pass him. He had C's and D's. He never did his homework. He never learned basic economics, which is one thing. One of the few good things about Reagan was he actually had studied some basic economics. And if you study basic economics, it helps equip you for being a halfway decent, not too stupid, politician. China just called America two-faced, right? Because that's what Donald Trump always has been. He's a pathological liar, a narcissistic sociopath, malignant, narcissistic, sociopathic, pathological liar who's just begun killing people by taking away their food, starving people. Both children in schools here are losing their free lunches. Sometimes that's the only meal some kids eat. I know, sad, huh? Yeah, this great country of ours. And of course, Elon Musk wants to take that. And I love how they're cutting $880 billion out of old ladies' health care. Why? So they can give money to the richest of the rich, billionaires who don't need any more money. How can you? the part where like you need more money to be happy, it's not possible, right? So there's just no real need for that. What there is a need for is to strip them of half of their wealth and then use that to build the most beautiful healthcare system that ever freaking lived and pay for Social Security and do all kind of shit with so much money if we just tax these trader oligarch assholes. Okay, don't use Amazon. And don't think of a curved penis when you think of that guy. What's his name? You know, the bald guy that runs Amazon? I'm not going to say his name. But don't think of a curved penis in the shape of the Amazon symbol, whatever you do, because that might embarrass him. And we don't want to embarrass him, but we do want to not use his business. We could put Amazon, they've got so much money now invested, kind of like Tesla. They got a lot of parts. It's expensive to keep all that shit going. If we pull back, if we now stifle their demand, whew, that'd be cool. But that's already happening with Tesla. How far will Tesla's stock price drop? It's gone from $488 a few months ago to $250, but still $250, a lot of meat on the bone. Any smart investor's probably still thinking that's a good, I should sell that short. I missed that other $220 on the bone, but I could take it. Is it going to go to zero? Will it go to $10 a share? Will it go to 100? Will it go to 150? Will it break 200 soon? I don't know. Who knows? But I can't wait to see, because no one's buying them anymore. The only market they had was with the people that would never vote to destroy democracy. Destroy the planet. That's why Tesla's owners bought the Teslas, because they wanted to destroy the clean air, the clean water, clean soil. That's why they bought them, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So now it's going to be like a car for the poor people who get a good deal on them, and they'll just put up with the abuse. You know, like it'll be $5,000 for a Tesla, used Tesla, because coming with that $5,000 Tesla is insults, abuse, vandalism, road rage. Everywhere you go, people flipping you off for driving a Tesla. Oh, God. And it's going to be harder and harder to charge them up, because all those charging stations are blowing up. People are setting them on fire. It's predictable is what it is. Easily predictable. That's how you crush it in the stock market. You pay attention to the real world, and then you go, oh, yeah, that stock price is going to go down, right? Just like Plantier. That stock price is going to go up because of corruption, right? The corrupt Republicans are going to make sure the guy that wants to surveil you and steal your information and use AI to destroy the world, a South African again, Peter Thiel, yeah, we got to enable him all we can, and we are. And if you want to make money on the upside, Plantier is going to go up. Oh, there was news about, 60 Minutes, I think, did a story, shedding a whole bunch of light on magic mushrooms as therapeutic, right? PSIL. PSIL is a exchange-traded fund focused on psilocybin mushrooms. Magic mushrooms have an ETF. It dropped to 80 cents a share, and then it did a reverse stock split. Well, and then it came up to $1 a share by 10, so it became $10 a share, right? They reduced the number of shares by 10, and they made every share, instead of it worth $1, worth 10. But still, think of it as $1 a share. So it went from $1 down to 80 cents, and then up to $1.20. I mentioned it when it was at $1, and so when you're putting together a portfolio, it's fun to be smart about everything, and then for fun, just, you know, do a little something silly, like buying an ETF based on psilocybin mushrooms. But the more attention it gets, the more that stock price is going to keep going up. And it's just a stock invested in multiple companies. It's got a little team of people that are experts on the evolution and the people of magic mushrooms, into science and pharmaceuticals. And it's going to be a growing market. Anyway, interesting. But because there's a story on 60 Minutes, I bet PSIL goes up in price. The magic mushroom ETF. Deputy Press Secretary, oh yeah. So yeah. That's the racist pig, the deputy press secretary. Yeah, she's gross. Jew hater. Jew hater. Hates the Jews. Hates the Jews. And she's right there under Kayleigh McEnany, the lady married to a man. When she is 38 years old, her husband's going to be 70, right? Like a good Republican woman. Oh, God help me if I was ever to live in some world like that. Oklahoma, some people are resisting the racist traitor Bibles, trying to force Bibles into all the classrooms, right? The superintendent, this piece of shit, Ryan Walters, the white supremacist in charge of the superintendent of schools in Oklahoma. He is disgusting, right? He is working for the Nazis, working for the Russians, trying to destroy our country one shitty Trump Bible at a time. And of course, the law in Oklahoma said you had to buy Trump Bibles, right? The scam, the grift that just goes through it all. It's so gross. And if you hate the Constitution, that's the kind of shit you do, right? It's nothing more clear. Where is it? Oh, here it is. See this? This is the upside down Constitution. It is upside down because Republicans hate it. They're waging war on the Constitution, and they're trying to act like they're patriots. And that's the irony, the fun. Anybody with a IQ above 80, or anyone who's not a Republican, they can see that. It's obvious, but you racist traitors, too stupid. That's what's funny about you Republicans, how stupid you are. I wish more people in the media would just call you stupid because you are. Oh, you feeling like you want to do a little zig heil? I bet you do. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. I know there's nobody on my channel watching. Nobody on my channel is a Nazi. That's a beautiful thing about my channel is I weed them out. I keep losing subscribers, and the subscribers I'm losing are the racist traitors that don't like being insulted. They just can't take it. Oh, it's fine. I was thinking about going on Twitter just to insult racist traitors. And all those other right-wing things. Just, traitor says what? Oh, and then, you know what's fun to do is to go to racist traitors on YouTube and then just, report their channel for being promoters of everything bad that you report is something Republicans are. Promoting violence, domestic terrorism. Like, there's a whole list of awful things that you can do to get banned or reported. And everything every Republican says on every Republican piece of shit channel is something you can legitimately report them for because they are guilty of all of those things, these racist traitors. So, anyway, we're working through it. Oh, Mexico just said, fuck you back. Oh, I love rooting for the countries that are saying fuck you to the racist Republican traitors, right? The Republican states are being punished with the ones who voted for Trump in the majority and who have a Republican governor. That's the line. If you cross that line, Canada says fuck you because they ain't buying your shit. They pulled it off the shelves. They ain't coming to your fucking place to spend their money. They're still gonna come to Hawaii because more than 70% of the Hawaiian population isn't as stupid as a Republican, right? It's sick that like 28, 29%, like, who are those people? We don't even, to be a racist traitor in a place where you're 5% of the population, right? The voting women, the voting men who were white are 5% and 5% of the population. So, yeah, why would we hate everyone we know? Oh, God, it's so sad. And this is what Republican racist Nazis fear, is a beautiful society where everyone is different and a minority. God bless Hawaii. And I'm sorry to the Native Hawaiians for the atrocities done by the United States government, people just like the people that are in there now that did what they did. And of course, you knew it was coming, right? It was totally predictable. I predicted it already. But what's seeping up? people saying, well, maybe we just shouldn't pay our taxes. And, you know, right? Because first of all, Republicans don't want to pay their taxes. They're gutting the IRS. All the cool Republicans don't pay their taxes. But the states that have decided, oh, we're not getting any of the money back from the federal government, so either they're going to talk about seceding from the union or not paying their taxes, right? Federal taxes. They'll pay their state taxes. And then there's the dumb shit thing Donald Trump keeps doing because he's so stupid. Because Republicans are so stupid, thanks to the abortion issue and their way of twisting pro-death policies and calling it pro-life, but they are pro-death. Everything Republicans are, but with regard to public health, is pro-death, especially women's health care. Oh, I'm sorry, that just blew up my mind. I just lost my train of thought. It's just so sad and disgusting and apprehensive. So what's funny is they don't realize that everyone sees them being Nazis, being racist, being a Russian asset. We see you. And they think like, oh, now because Trump won, they're popular, and it's okay to be a racist Nazi traitor pig. No, it still isn't. It still isn't cool, believe it or not. I know. A lot of people think, oh, now it's cool to be a racist traitor pig, Republican. But it's not. I wouldn't, you know, the one flag that would be appropriate, and it makes me sick seeing these, you know, the traitor front, they call themselves P-A-T, I can't even say the word associated with them, but they use the word patriot, of course. But they're the traitor front, and they carry flags, American flags, and it makes you want to vomit. They should call themselves the traitor front, and they should be carrying Confederate flags, or the Confederate front. That's the only appropriate flag for a Republican, is a Confederate flag, all right? Which is fine if you want to fly with a Confederate flag. That's who you are, right? If your Republican doesn't get it, that's who you are. Cheers, Pete Haig said, let's drink together. All right. Oh, man, it makes me feel so safe. You know, all the checks and balances being taken out of our military. They're firing all the responsible adults in the room, all the generals, all the lawyers. We're going to declare war. We just declared Mexico a place where terrorism happens, so now we can invade without any military law stopping us. We have the military, which it's illegal, doing work, deporting people. The United States military, not ICE, not somebody else. The United States military is involved in domestic affairs, which is illegal. But racist traitor Republicans don't care about the law, the rules. One of their lawyers just said, you know, that just doesn't work for us. And what he was referring to was the Constitution. Constitutional law, constitutional regulations. That just doesn't work for us. We can't abide by that because Trump's powers are supreme. How are there like thousands of racist traitors supporting this racist traitor? Are they all being paid by the Russians somehow, like Tim Pool and Benny Johnson? Paul Manafort, are they all being paid by the Russians? Yeah, it wasn't a hoax. Russia, Russia, Russia. Trump's a spy. Trump's a traitor. What's up, cuz? Aloha, Tim. Thanks for the hello. Appreciate you, bro. Me and my 6 people watching. That's right. This is called Blue Collar YouTube. Oh, I should show you my earnings. I'm up to $49. Someday I'm gonna get that check for $100. Anyway, yeah, let's see where my earnings are, because they apparently see I'm learning YouTube the hard way. I'm not very smart, and smarter than a Republican though. Here we go. After lots of oh, look, I lost some more subscribers. Those are the Republicans weeding themselves out, making this a safe space with no domestic terrorists watching it. If you're a domestic terrorist Republican, you should figure out that's who you are and stop being one, and then apologize to everyone you know who has an IQ above 80, and then get all those friends back and family members back and say, you know, ooh, sorry. Apparently he's been working for Russia. Oh, here we go. $51. Can you see that? There you go. $51.47. My total earnings over time since I have monetized. And apparently, it's never happened, never received any money. When that gets to 100 in another month or two, let's see. Oh, my shorts have made 55 cents. Look at that. It's impressive. It's kind of funny anyway. I love it. Yeah, so I'm not doing this for the money. Doing this for the mental health because I need to talk about it. We got a racist traitor in the White House scaring the shit out of all of us. I mean, seriously, the end of the world could be coming, and we better be enjoying our lives and digging holes in our yards to live in and stocking up on food. It's finally actually rational. It's sensible. It is common sense now to become a survivalist, a person seeing Armageddon coming, because Republican racist traitors at the behest. Because if you don't know Putin's mind, if you haven't heard him say this, he would love to turn the United States into a parking lot, like Gaza, right? He'd love to turn into a pile of rubble. And now he has a president that's gonna help him. Whoa, that's heavy, it's deep, it's scary as shit is what it is too. Oh, cheers, Pete Hegseth. All right, the Kennedy Library has been closed. The greatest presidential library of all time has been closed by a racist traitor. I hate Democrats. Republican traitor Donald Trump, the traitor racist. I hate Democrats and anything they ever did. God, such a little child, just such a child. Oh, robber barons. Got these robber barons in there. And dipshit people that work for a living voted for that piece of shit. And all these billionaires to fuck their lives over. The party of crime and disorder. That's what Republicans love. They don't want law and order. They want crime and disorder. Because they stupid. Does Pete Hegseth still go to the Washington, D.C. go-go bars? Ooh, good question. I don't know. Luckily, I don't know that much about him. But I have some important questions. We know from his testimony that he never washes his hands. It's been more than 10 years since he washed his hand or wash his hair, which is why it's just complete grease, right? I mean, he is, if he wanted to, he could turn those into dreadlocks in a heartbeat. So he hasn't washed his hair in 10 years. Or his hands. Does he wash his feet? What about his armpits? Of course, maybe he believes that the stuff that's on his hands needs to be on his nuts. Maybe they smell worse than all of it. Maybe he's just this walking dirt bag walking around with his own, not diaper smells like Trump, but his own dirty, disgusting hippie smells. If you haven't experienced that, I once lived with a guy that did not shower. Mike Fernandez, Fernie. Gross. And he was on the soccer team. And he didn't shower. Or if he showered, but he didn't use soap. Like there was a dollar store, I bought a $1 shampoo. And I was like, oh, hey, bro, if you want to give me 50 cents on that, we'll share it. You know, it's just $1, like at the cheap store in Santa Rosa, at Santa Rosa Junior College. Fernie, on a great soccer team, good soccer player, defenseman. Weird as fuck. We had this neighbor that had gone to 300 Dead concerts, following the Dead for decades of his life, and he made liquid acid in his bathtub. And he said, you're the only people I'll sell it to, since you're my neighbors. And I wasn't really into acid. I tried a few super clean liquid hits of acid a few times. A wonderful experience. Fernie started taking 5, 10, 15. He'd give us all we wanted. We bring over a Visine bottle and he'd go, okay, $1 a hit. And then he'd go, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He's just giving us all the LSD we could ever want. Luckily, I didn't have a penchant for it, or my mind might not work at all anymore. But my roommate just went hog wild, man. He was taking 10, 15, 20 hits at a time. But before any of that, he was already a guy who didn't use soap. So if the door to his room, his laundry, everything about him, his sheets, stank so bad, like Pete Hegseth, just stank so bad. If the door to his bedroom was open this much, the whole house would reek like this god awful stale stench of sweat and balls. Anyway, yeah, Pete Hegseth reminds me of the craziest, weirdest. And I saw him once in Chico at this place called Riley's, the Irish bar, on I think New Year's. I don't know, 15, 20 years ago. I was visiting, traveling around, and there he was, and he was talking to himself, talking to himself in the bar, and I was like, fuck, I did not say, hey, bro, it's someone I lived with, right? I did not make myself known. I just watched my old roommate talk to himself in public, and that's Fernie. I hope he's doing all right. He'd been abused by his father, so I think. Anyway, what else is going on? That Nazi, their Catholic public charter school is trying to get government money. Religion is trying to get government money. We need to stop that. There should never be a commingling of those two things. Separation of church and state is the Constitution. And if you are a halfway decent person, American, or person from anywhere, you're smart enough and loyal to your country enough to not want to see those two things together, because you know that evil can only come from that, which is what we're seeing right now. Evil coming from AI, evil religious tribalism, devil worshippers that call themselves Christians coming together and then working their way to the top to crush everybody and destroy the earth. Because it's really easy for a religion to predict Armageddon when they're the cause of it, right? Oh, we were right. We caused the Armageddon that we said was going to happen. Oh, no shit. I know, and that's, if I become president, we're going to tax churches and nonprofits right away. Because with Trump's, all of his nonprofits, he proved and just demonstrated how they are all misused. How easy it was for him to never do anything with his and just take all the money. And then, which he was sued for and he was found guilty of. So I don't trust nonprofits. I don't trust churches. Let them do all they want, but they can pay some taxes. Yeah, absolutely. My God. Right? They want to tax their people 10% of their incomes and then do nothing good with that money and just make the world a worse place. Do harm with all that money. If we tax the shit out of them as much as we can, well, at least we can get some of that money to do some good, right? That's the way to make church money go to something good, is to tax them and put it into our government and then pay old ladies their Social Security with it, which is being taken away soon by Donald Trump. Thank God I'm not on Social Security. I feel sorry for you if you are, especially if you're a Republican dipshit that voted to have your Social Security ended, right? They're going to just stop. And you know where's the money that would be going to everybody going? Where is it disappearing to? Out of the Treasury, now that they've got access to it. How long will it be before people distrust the banking system now that all their information, including their banking information, has been given away to God knows what dark corners of the world and the people in our country and other countries, right? Taking our information. Thanks to the racist Republican Russian asset traders in the White House, the Supreme Court. And 220 plus 53, 273 Congress people. 4,073 Republican racist Russian asset traders who are elected state politicians. Will people wake up? I heard an old man who's like, I was a Republican. I am a Republican. And at the end of the whole thing, he was at this chicken shit guy Klein, who didn't show up to his thing. And then his delegation, he said, now they said, we're not going to do it here. We'll meet with you 5 people at a time in a separate room and listen to you. And they were like, fuck you. But this old man got up there and he's like, amongst other things, he said what I think a lot of Republicans are just waking up to. They're realizing he called Trump a threat because he talked about how he took an oath. He's a veteran. and his veterans benefits have been destroyed. And he said, I mean, this is profound because he's not the only one thinking this, right? Republican, mind you, who said he swore an oath to protect our country from enemies foreign and within. And he said, I think we have a domestic terrorist in the White House right now. And this is a Republican saying this, right? I mean, it's obvious to anyone with an IQ above 80 who wasn't stupid enough to vote for Donald Trump. But now Republicans, some of them, like the old men and the veterans who were hoodwinked by these racist traitors that made them fear one thing or another. Every reason, it's all transactional. Every reason to vote for Republican is a bribe. Oh, I see making sure kids get murdered in schools. My gun rights are protected. That's a bribe, right? I don't care about all that other shit, whatever, right? If you're a millionaire, billionaire, oh, I'm not going to have to pay taxes. That's a bribe, okay. If you're a waiter, no tips on taxes, taxes on tips, a bribe. If you've been hoodwinked into thinking that pro-death is pro-life and you think there's something moral about killing women with taking away their reproductive health care, it's a bribe. I'm voting to kill women with taking away their reproductive health care. God, it could be a death sentence getting pregnant in a red state. I'd be so afraid if I was pregnant in a red state, because if I had complications with my pregnancy, it's a death sentence, right? Ooh, brutal. And 53% of white women voted for that shit. God, you could do better next time, girls. Jesus. Yeah, so this is the fucking god-awful truth right here. Suck it, Republicans. Republicans, you suck. That's what I want to hear on the news. Republicans, you suck. You're racist, traitor, bigot, misogynist. I can't with Ben Shapiro with his yarmulke voting for Nazis. I'm on board with all these Nazis, these Patriot Front Nazis. Those are the guys I'm on the same side of. What? Holy shit. Holy shit. How about some famous Mexican, Puerto Rican, American citizen was put in handcuffs and nearly deported, but then they said, oh, you're an American citizen. And he voted for Trump. He voted to be pulled over and nearly arrested because he voted for Trump. And he looks Mexican. God knows what spy software they were using, right? And he's in the news, if you haven't seen him. So many tax breaks for the rich right now while everyone else suffers. The economy was the strongest in the world 6 weeks ago. Thank you, Joe Biden. You were a great president. Thanks for bringing unemployment down, inflation down. Just doing a great job. We produced the most energy we've ever produced under Joe Biden. He brought the cost of energy down, ultimately. Added more jobs than any president in American history, by far, by 3 times. And now we're losing jobs. We're losing jobs. So, Lori Daybell demonstrated that she's what we thought she was. She's a racist, traitor Republican. Talking about fake news, right? All you dipshits who've been tricked into thinking the news is all fake. Cut yourself off from the truth. So now you just believe and listen to lies because you've been made afraid of real information. Which is why Republican racist traitor bigots afraid of science and education. They're going after NPR and PBS, the 2 best sources of information in our country. They're attacking them. And they're doing it in a dubious, devious, evil way because that's how they do everything. They're going after their donors. They're going after their donors. So if you don't know what's going on with the elimination of NPR and PBS, if you've ever liked public broadcast, Sesame Street, you hate Sesame Street. Republicans hate Sesame Street because that's their brand. Everything is hate. They hate everything, and they're going to go kill everything they hate, and it's so many things. It's just, and then of course we're going to see the Supreme Court is going to roll over a bunch of people into more racist Nazi traitors. you know, everything's so predictable. The military parades, the martial law, which is why we're going to need to seize the next election, because you can't have an election when you're at war. You got martial law, right? And so, yeah. And then Republicans are so weak. They're eliminating all the pictures of the military because, you know, women, you never did anything when you were like doing so much. The women behind the lines, the women who flew planes, the women who were Enola Gay, a woman's name on the vessel that dropped the nuclear bomb. The Enola Gay, it's a name. And Republicans are afraid of that because that's some DEI stuff, man. That says gay on it, and they're afraid of that shit. Do you realize all you dipshit Republican traitor men are gonna have gay sons? That's what you're gonna have. You're gonna have gay sons. I hope all J.D. Vance's kids, I hope all the Republicans we see, DeSantis, I hope all their kids come out of the closet and say, I'm gay as hell someday. That'd be the greatest justice ever. But I promise you this, your fear of it as a father is only gonna guarantee it. My son's not gay, but I was not afraid of him being gay. And I knew that if I was afraid of him being gay, he'd become gay. I was pretty sure that's how you'd get there. Anyway, so God bless America. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And Bernie Sanders tearing it up, doing the country. God, I just wish he was 10, 15 years younger, because I'm not sure if he ran for president, he could probably win. Of course, they're going to steal the next election. But he might just be so old, or he might start to fail at that point, and then that'll be the criticism, you know, the Joe Biden criticism. But shit, he could win right now. In a great Mein Kampf to MAGA. MAGA is Mein Kampf. Oh, let's see. Removing video. Yeah, we got that. All right. SpaceX, the failure of spaceships dropping out of the sky. Fuck, what time is it? Oh, man, I gotta keep this. Sorry it's going so long. There's so much to talk about. If you didn't see the news, SpaceX, spaceship blew up. They had to stop all the planes in America on the East Coast because it blew up, dropping shit all over people. And Musk is once again a failure. He has scammed everybody. Everything he's done is a scam to get money, right? Those who are afraid of their children coming out are, oh, totally. Oh, yeah, and yes. I mean, my God. Look at Lindsey Graham. Look at J.D. Vance with his eyeliner. Holy shit. If that ain't a gay man on display, I don't know what is. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I love gay people. I do. And if you didn't know this, gay men are some of the funniest people on earth. Like, consistently. Like, Canadians are consistently funny people. Gay men are consistently, on average, more funny than everybody else. Just saying. It's the truth. It's a well-known documented truth. It's part of the process of having to deal with what they dealt with, and then finally finding liberation, and then friends, and then realizing, oh yeah, sense of humor. That's where it's at. Let's see. Amy Coney Barrett makes a decision to save starving children around the world, and now racist Confederate traitor Republicans are coming after her. She makes one decision that isn't to kill women by killing Roe Wade, and now, yeah, see, they're a bunch of racist traitors, domestic terrorists. It's the party. We don't need the Republican Party, the party of domestic terrorism. Seriously, I think we should eliminate them as a party, and then create a second, third party of people who care, who compete about who could be better at clean air, clean water, a bright future. Who can be better at a bright future? Taking care of the planet, protecting ourselves from the impending doom of the environment. You know, we need to think about that. We need engineers working on it, protecting ourselves from the environment that's going to screw us. The environment's going to be so brutal because we're so stupid, because Republican stupidity mostly. That's what we should be working on right now as a nation, protecting and projecting into the future. Speaking of projection, we need to project a better future. Anyway, all right. Measles gone wild. Yeah, Republicans love disease. Measles gone wild. It's spreading. Yeah, same time as we got rid of all the people that could protect us from the measles. And convince people not to take the measles vaccine because racist traitor Republicans don't give. That's another one of the bribes. Oh, you're afraid of vaccines? We'll be the party that's also afraid of vaccines. And then you might not care about anything else. I'm just a dipshit anti-vaccine person. You are hypotenized by your hate. Oh, sorry. There's no such thing as hate until there's people who hate. See, Republicans are the bastions of hate, okay? They're the ones promoting hate, all the religious people. They're going down a list of hate. And so the only thing that's rational to dislike in this world are the people who hate, right? If you're a person who hates, it sort of makes sense that you're the person who should be disliked, right? So yeah, I would have no one to dislike if Republicans didn't exist. These racist traitors working for Putin, trying to destroy, turn America into a parking lot, right? Furthering the goals of the Putin regime, the communist dictator of Russia, right? And Putin's been working for this guy for 45 years, along with his Soviet Russian plants, the Russian women who are his wives. You don't think they're honeypots? Yeah. Oh, crazy, huh? Deranged, unstable, pathological liar. In that speech, he declared war on America. And America's starting to get it. There are a few, I think, well, a fair amount now of Republicans as they lose their veterans benefits, their Social Security, their Medicaid, their children's after school help. They're like, oh shit, wow, we made a mistake. Or they're Latino, or you're a black guy and you're offended by them firing all the black generals and the female generals and taking all the pictures of black people and women down off. They're scrubbing them. They're deleting all the pictures of black men and women and Mexicans and Native Americans and Asians, all the Japanese who fought in World War II. Yeah, all your pictures are being deleted because Republicans are racist traitor pigs working for Russia, too stupid to know who they are and what they are, right? You know, because they're the masculine ones, the guys wearing the eyeliner, or meek, weak little Dick Johnson there smelling Trump's fucking ass behind him. Good job, Republicans. You guys are such a joke. Everyone's laughing at you. If you don't know, anyone with any common sense is laughing at you because you guys don't have common sense. That's the funniest thing about Republicans. Everything being the opposite, they try using the words common sense. We're the party of common sense. No, you're the party of racist, traitor, bigot, misogynist, Russian asset assholes, ripping everyone off, taking. So, yeah, and now people are finally, some are seeing you, like even Republicans, people that voted for it, are seeing you for what you really are. It's exhausting. It's exhausting. All right, this is The Woke Show. DEI this motherfucker. And now that I'm 56 years old, white man, white straight man, I need inclusion because they discriminatory assholes, Republicans, they discriminate against everybody, including people 56 years old. Ageism is a thing. I got to worry about that as I re-enter the workforce. And so I want inclusion. I want diversity. I want equity because I'm an old man going back into the workforce after everything burned down from a fire. So, all right. What the heck you gonna do? Oh, how about this Canada? Oh, I wonder how this goes over in Canada to be a racist, bigot, white inferiorist Trump supporter in Canada. This guy, Jeffrey Martin, who has one of the most biggest following of racist traitors, skinheads with hair, Republicans, in our country and in Canada. All the white supremacists love this guy. He's the leader, influencer in the white supremacist community. He works at Trinity Western University in British Columbia. Jeffrey Martin, he's known as Captive Dreamer, I think. And J.D. Vance follows him and all of his white supremacist Nazi rhetoric. J.D. Vance follows this guy, Jeffrey Martin, the Captive Dreamer, who works at Trinity Western University in Canada. Canada gives its country a racist traitor that supports Trump. Wonder how that's going to go. A Trump supporter in Canada. Good on you, lad. And these are the people that want you to be afraid to go to work. They want you to be afraid to do your job. They want you to be afraid to show your face as a teacher, superintendent, as a government worker, as a bureaucrat. They want you to be afraid. Russ Vought, a bag of pus with skin. God, I wish I could squeeze Russ Vought's head. Just, oh, anyway. Real Americans love you. We love you, Mexicans. We love you, Canadians. All you nice people around the world. Stupid. You know, it used to be after evil communist dictator Vladimir Putin, Trump's best friend who pays him to give him secrets. When he invaded Ukraine, Russians were treated like shit all around the world because it was like they associated, no matter who you were, if you were a Russian, you were treated like shit everywhere. And I'm sorry. It's not fair because these were the good Russians that were leaving to save themselves from the traitor dictator. Okay, now that's us Americans. We're hated all around the world, everywhere. And it's less safe to fly. I do not want to get on an airplane. I do not trust driving around with all the Gestapo, the racist traitor, secret police that Trump's put on the streets to destroy our wonderful freedoms. You know, America's just going like this, and the world's going like this, and that's stupid. Protectionism is stupid. We've learned from tariffs being stupid over and over and over, and protectionism being stupid, whether it's Spain in the 1600s or us in the past. Ferris Bueller, Days Off. You see that one? You seen that? Ferris Bueller guy? The professor explaining why tariffs are stupid. That's a good one from that movie. But yeah, everything Republicans do is bad, it's wrong, it's immoral, it's corrupt, it's stupid, it's sad, it's un-American, it's anti-American, it is destroying America. It's the confluence of evil, tribalistic, devil worshippers calling themselves Christians, wanting to just zigzag. Zigzag is the deep state. This is who's behind all this, the Heritage Foundation, the racist traitor foundation that Russ Vought leads, the Project 2025 Nazi manifesto. It's just gross. It's disgusting. And everyone's watching you guys. Like, in Nazi Germany, there were people who thought they were fine, man. It's cool. It's cool to be killing people in these concentration camps. Because, you know, I'm on the side of our dear leader. Yeah, well, in time, everyone saw them for who they were, and they were treated accordingly in history. If we live long enough to do that, that's where we're headed, right? But we don't know. Maybe they'll create a nuclear disaster in Zaporizhia, the world's largest five nuclear power plants in one in Ukraine. And that could be the reason we have a nuclear disaster, or it could be a few bombs. You know, we got to stop some other country from having nuclear weapons, so we got to bomb them with nuclear weapons. Or we'll see. Anyway, you can just, every time people talk about what they want, right? If you talk about a car all the time that you want, you know, you might just get that car, right? And Trump just keeps talking about nuclear, because he wants to see people suffer and die, and he doesn't realize the global ramifications. But if we don't have all out, which is probably not what we're going to have, we'll just have a few nuclear weapons go off, and then there'll be this toxic cloud that cuts out light and rains radiation over all of the northern hemisphere, not the southern. That's why smart billionaires all have a house in New Zealand, because that'll be a different hemisphere. But northern hemisphere, a lot of life is going to die. And that's what Republicans want. And eventually you're going to see it if you don't see it already. They've done everything they can to dismantle our government. And I recommend you learn this list of all the racist traitor corporations that supported this Project 2025, the Nazification of America and Donald Trump. It's right here at Tell the People with Sonny and W1. This is the story right here. Companies. The name of the video is companies that donated to Project 2025. That's the name of this awesome reporting by this American patriot who cares about not wanting to live in a corrupt society run by corrupt, racist traitor Nazis who've infiltrated all aspects of corporate and political life in our country. But, you know, we see them. We know who they are. We're laughing at them while we cry. And we're hoping for a better world. You know, we are. We're hoping for it, but we don't know if we're going to see it. And that's the America we live in right now. God bless it. America's such a great place, too. It's so sad. So sad, right? Like, I rode a bicycle across the United States 3 times, solo. I drove recently across the United States 6 times. I've been to every state except Alaska, and in Alaska there's a mountain named after my great-grandpa, so I gotta go there. Right outside of Juneau on Douglas Island, Mount Bradley. Named after my my great-grandpa. My great-great-grandma was maybe the first woman to run for office and be elected. She was elected to the Board of Education in 1881 in Nevada City. So if I get into politics, you know, I mean, it's just kind of my duty. But I'll probably never have $5 million to get into politics, so probably never happen. But I hope Jesse Dollemore or other capable people, all these people I admire on TV, I wish they would just run for president. All the smart people who care, who report the truth. My God, we just need one of you who has all the followers, you know? Just run for office. But in the meantime, everyone else out there, the masses like me, I'm just one of the masses. I'm nobody with no money. But we all need to be willing to get into politics to fight for what's right. And if I stumble on the money, if I get a Netflix special for comedy or something, the next day, I'm going to start running for office. And I might just move to a Republican district to do it. Or I'll stay here and try to take a good Democrat's place. Let them go out to pasture. And because we need real voices, blue-collar voices in Washington. And we don't ever have blue-collar people in Washington. We need blue-collar people. That's what we need. People who worked. I went 30 years never calling in sick, not once. Why? Because restaurants will fire you if you call in sick just once sometimes, literally. But yeah, everybody out there, or if you know a billionaire, you know, turn them on to me. I will literally. I just need one guy to help me. Like if I had I would hire a lawyer so I can make sure I organize the initial part of my campaign. You know, I do all the paperwork perfectly because I don't ever want to do anything below board, right? And then take that money, pay for advertising. I could do my own advertising. I mean, produce it and then put it out there. And then trust me, I'll win. I'll win if I just have the ability to get my face and my attitude and my opinions out there. So yeah, anyway. Meanwhile, maybe we're facing the end of the world because people like me didn't try to get into politics sooner. Somehow it's all been infested by cockroaches and ants. Oh, gross. They're so gross. You know, when I was young, Republicans were still in this era of being proud. They were proud of winning World War II. There was a time when Republicans were proud of winning World War II, making it the free world, right? Defeating the Nazis. And now Republicans are the Nazis. The Republican Party does not even need to exist. They don't do one good thing. Never have in my lifetime. Everything they've said is a lie. Everything they ever will be, say, and do is a lie. Oh my God, there's 14 people. This is a huge audience for me. I feel like I should keep talking. I have a huge audience. Oh my God, what am I gonna do? But I gotta get my daughter from the airport. I hope she makes it. Like, it's so scary to fly right now thanks to these racist traitors, dipshits. They didn't even actually use people. They used AI to fire fucking air traffic controllers. AI, just cut out 10% of these air traffic controllers indiscriminate. Okay, AI says. And then it just fired. TSA, shit, you better get to the airport early because Republicans are fucking up the airport. Yeah, they are so gross. Oh my God, I'm down to 13. Still, though, that's massive. That's humongous. I'm like famous all of a sudden with 13 people watching me. Holy shit. Not a racist traitor in the bunch. Oh, excuse me. That could be all that marijuana I smoke. All right. Well, I got to get on with it. I got to actually try to do real shit. I don't know what else to say. God bless America. God bless you. America loves you. God. We should have a law against racist Nazi traitors using words that refer to patriotism. That'd be a good law, because it just makes me sick seeing these racist traitor, Russian supporting thousands, 4,073 Russian supporting race. Oh, hi Michelle. Aloha. I love the ladies that watch my channel. They're so cool. All right. Yeah, anyway, so I'm gonna shut this down. I'm gonna put it out on the lanai. Let you you know, do whatever you do to relax. Maybe turn up a hot bath, light a candle, smoke some weed, drink a beer, do some meditation, some yoga. And if you want to put on the view of Molokai on your big screen TV, I will have that for you. Coming soon on All Good Things and All Good Time is 10 hours of the ocean with a little pool and some people at the pool, which is sort of interesting to watch. It's kind of funny, and it's perfect that you can't really make out who it is, you know what I mean, at all, because I wouldn't want to, like, you know, invade people's privacy, but the fact that you can see them enough is interesting. And when I'm in my house, I watch that, and then I can see when no one's in the pool, so I can finally get down there and show some laps, because as you watch, it's just lazy people just being lazy in that pool all the time. And so it gets in the way of some lap swimming. And I've been swimming enough laps to be able to save myself if I got to swim 5 miles home from out there. So I'm going to start paddling way out with a camera on my head. And we're going to get some whale footage, even though it scares the shit out of me. Yesterday, I finally got underwater with my GoPro, and it was murky. It was late in the day, so there wasn't enough sunlight coming in the right angle. A 400-pound turtle just showed up next to me. You couldn't even see it probably. I'll see. I haven't seen the footage, but it scared the shit out of me because I couldn't see it coming. It was so big. But if I just hit it right, I can capture that turtle with sunlight from above. So that's what I just figured out the first time I went under the water. But so get you some whale footage soon. Should be a good antithesis to the racist traitor, evil Republican, seditious insurrectionist, Russian assets that are in our government, destroying it. And yeah, sorry, we won't have any more elections anymore. And you ladies, when Republicans make you into handmaids completely, when that full thing is fully developed, which they're just starting in on, taking away your right to vote, how much will Republicans sell a Republican handmade woman for? And will that be a shock to the women that voted to be sold as slaves by Republican, sick and twisted devil worshippers that call themselves Christians? They want to subjugate women, take away their right to vote. Anyway, this is the God's honest truth. Do no harm, do no crime. Thanks for watching All Good Things in All Good Time. But if you do crime, you should be doing it if you're receiving reproductive health care. If that is your crime, you should be doing crime. And if you're smoking some weed where it's not allowed, you should be doing crime. It's the only time you should do crime, is if you're getting health care and you're a lady, or if you're a human being and you're smoking some weed. Other than that, do no harm, do no crime. Don't snort nothing, don't take no pills, don't drink and drive, don't drink too much, you know. Be a 1 beer alcoholic. That's safe. But no, if you're drinking, you are an alcoholic. All drinkers are alcoholics. Just the only question is, how much of one are you? Stay away from violent people. If you know someone who's violent, they're eventually going to kick the shit out of you. So don't know them. And don't get in the wrong relationships. I have several friends dead because they were in a wrong relationship. They committed suicide. Then, of course, we hear of the people who marry somebody that kills them and their children. So don't get in the wrong relationships. Do your best. Sniff those out. Avoid them. Be careful. You know, what we need is a dating website for the majority of all women who read and who are educated, right? All the Democrat women, they need a dating website. And then, man, would it be great for everyone who's not a racist, traitor, pig Republican? There's only 40% of the men are not Trump idiots. So our numbers would be so great. They'd be stacked in our favor. Be so many brilliant, smart ladies who make more money than us to shop from. All right, that's my business idea for the day. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. Aloha.